Alright, so we can now move away from Bung. I promise
Can
that's...
we really, though?
Can you really ever get past Bung? That's a good question. Alright, so this is Beauty and the Beast. It's a PAL-only NES game. It does some real fun stuff if you run this in NTSC mode, I'll tell you, but yeah. This one's a little something. I don't even recall if you've seen this, Karma.
I have a bit.
Alright, it's real chunky. The main badness here is the chunky controls, which I've intentionally not practiced this game so I don't make them look good. We'll see if that backfires. Alright, here we go.
The stained glass art is pretty neat.
Oh yeah, a lot of the graphics are decent. So the main thing about this game is that literally everything costs more time than just running through stuff. Now, it's a pretty close deal to jump punch things versus just getting hit by them. And I tend to like to conserve health and make a speed run that actually looks interesting rather than just barreling through everything. So I tend to jump punch things.
Yeah.
Which, you know, besides, when Beast punches, you get the massive Trogdor arm going on. That's pretty important.
Even just landing from a jump, you can see how much you just stop before you can start moving again.
Yeah. It's kind of shameful. So in this segment, you're supposed to wait for the candlestick that you saw for about a quarter of a second to the right to follow you over. That's slow. I ain't gonna do it. So I'm just gonna hold left to barrel through everything, and I will automatically go in the door eventually. And that brings us to the second level. Now here, because I can't jump and punch these with Trogdor arm, the best thing to do is just run through the fire. You have a ridiculous amount of health, so unless you're just being really, really reckless, you should be fine. It's just all about saving time.
And we just now had our first flower go away.
Yeah. So your health is the 4 roses down there in the bottom left, and they each represent a quarter of your health, and when you take damage, they wilt and fall off. The rose in the middle under glass is your timer. When it completely wilts, you just die on the spot. The rose in the middle is apparently your phylactery or something. Wow, that bat.
Wow.
Yeah, can we get some respect for that bat? That was... I've never been rejected like that by that bat. No one bungs like Gaston. Oh god, no. These guys, you just kind of get up in their business. Punch them a couple times, it's over. So here you actually need to go left first. They kind of trip you up there. When this game was raced in Cusa Grande, the racers did not realize you could climb this curtain, and like lost 10 minutes here trying to figure out what to do. But that's the main gimmick here, is climbing curtains. These candles I want to jump over because they have the unique mechanic of if you try to barrel through them, you can actually run through them and not be hurt, but they'll turn around and spit fire at you. And getting hit from behind forces you to turn around, which incurs this big long turnaround animation if you try to keep running.
Good,
yeah, it's like Dota. It's like you indicate you want to turn, and about a fortnight later it happens.
Oh, jeez. That is definitely one thing I do know about it, even having not really played it.
Mm-hmm. I played way too much of it. It's regrettable.
Fair.
The rose is just a family photo from NES Back to the Future. Yes.
That is an accurate,
accurate synopsis.
I wanted to say analog, but I wasn't sure if that was the right word.
Any word can be the right word. These halberds, by the way, will insta-kill you if they hit you. So you just kind of have to wait for them to fall and then sneak by.
Not that they seem to have any indication of doing that much more damage.
Yeah, if you touch them, you just die on the spot. It's pretty horrible. So here's a boss fight. This Moblin is completely immune to being punched, but he's not immune to tea. So we're just gonna chill and pop him a couple of times. He kind of shakes his head and goes, no.
No.
No. No. No. No. Niet. Nine. Ni. Nuh-uh. So now we gotta kind of pull him back because if I let him walk into me, he'll start forcing me to turn around every time he hits me. And that's not good. You can't really do anything to him if he's constantly forcing you to spin around in circles. There we go.
Not with beast turn speed.
Nope. And now we move on to an ice level. Everyone's favorite.
Lovely.
For a couple of these, you can just run through them and it's no big deal. I'm not repeating
Wonderful.
that. And now we're in a cave. So there's a lot of stuff in here you can't avoid, and if there's anywhere you actually take a risk of dying to damage, it's here. Oh, by the way, when you punch those snakes, they explode. I don't know how hard Beast hits, but it ain't good.
Apparently extremely.
Yeah, look at that. You punch a snake and it just explodes into 3 equally sized pieces. This is some fun sounds here from the bats. Get used to it, unfortunately. The holes in the ground here that are spitting up steam, you would think, why don't I just run over them when they're not spitting? But they're actually holes, and you'll just fall through, hit the spikes, and die.
Oh.
And everyone I've known that's played this game has fallen for that the first time, because they just go, oh, I can just walk across this. No, you can't.
I feel like I would have as well if I had played this.
Yep. That little slope is mean too, because you get up like Sonic speed and then it just spits you out into a pit and you die. I make it a point to punch the bats as soon as I can. It doesn't save any time, but it stops their horrible screeching. It's more sanity tech than speed tech. Unfortunately, I'm still running this, so it hasn't really helped. Get out of here!
Rude.
Don't follow me! I'm going down here and like... yeah. So we took a couple of extra hits here. I'm not real concerned about my health, though. I think it's going to be okay. It might be okay. I still have faith. You basically have to take a hit from everything through here because these stalactites, not only do they fall and you have to, sink time into dodging them, but when they hit the ground, they explode into shrapnel, which you also have to dodge. It takes so much time. I'm in a hurry. I'm just gonna barrel through. The things in the bubbles, I have no idea, actually. I think if you get all 5 of them, you get a 1-up or something. Oh, by the way, RIP bitrate. This is the ultimate Bubble Man waterfall. I've done nothing to my bitrate to try to compensate for it because I feel you have to experience this.
I'm mesmerized.
It's amazing because not only is it a Bubble Man waterfall, but it's a flashing Bubble Man waterfall, and I missed the jump. All right, well, we have a backup. So I imagine at this point the game is just like 1 pixel.
Thankfully, it's a little bit better than that. I kind of remember this being a bit of a hang-up in Cuso Grande.
Yeah, so I didn't really mention it, but that first big ledge jump I made is pixel perfect to grab onto the ledge, and if you don't get it, you fall down. Have to run all the way to the right to respawn the falling platforms.
Oh.
And yeah, have to do it again. This is also a pixel perfect jump. See, like, you can tell you're not supposed to be able to make that, and the game just kind of goes blah, I don't know, and lets you have it. Alright, get ready for ice frags. I tend to just punch while in midair for no reason because I just love the Trogdor arm. I don't think it costs me any
Style
time.
points. If it does, it's minimal.
It's worth it. So the interesting thing about ice physics in this game is that you don't really slide with your momentum. When you land from a jump, you will continue to slide in the direction you're facing, even if you weren't moving when you landed from the jump.
Oh.
And here's a, I don't know what this is, some kind of wolf thing. You just do a short little hop and a punch every time he lunges at you, and he runs into your forearm and just respects your muscle.
Is that an attempt at a... Wait, I'm not gonna even try.
So here is the worst auto-scroller in any game ever. If you start this by holding left, you will actually be able to scroll the screen half a screen to the left, and you will soft lock, well, not really soft lock, you will force a death because you will scroll the screen so far to the left that you can't catch the snowballs. And that's what you have to do here. You have to catch the snowballs. This is about a 2.5 minute segment, and this is all it is.
And you have to catch every single one, right?
You can drop 2. You see the snowball indicator in the bottom right with the 3 next to it?
Gotcha.
Yeah, if you drop 1, that ticks up, and yeah, like that. And if it hits 0, you die and have to start this entire segment over again.
Oof.
The main mechanic to catching the snowball is you have to be immobile, and the ball has to hit the top half of your sprite while you're immobile. If you're moving, it won't count.
Oh.
And now that we're like moving through the segments, I can run left as far as I want, and the game will stop me when it's time to stop. It's just that first segment, if you start this level by holding left, you'll scroll the screen left far enough for the long throws to go off screen where you can't catch them. That wiped both Kuso Grande racers, myself included in that, when we ran this in Kuso Grande 2, I want to say.
I forget which one it was.
It was either 2 or 3 bracket stage. I don't remember which one. Also, just take a moment to appreciate Beast's running animation.
That's pretty good.
He's swagging. The one saving grace to this segment is that she can only throw snowballs short and long, and they will always land in the same spot every time. Once you learn that, it's not a hard segment, it's just boring. Kind of long.
Yeah.
That's why I have this split named Resident Snowball in my my timer.
Wonderful.
All right, there we go. So now we're in the library. Welcome to this eyesore.
Sorry, I'm just a little bit stunned.
That's normal for games that I run. Yeah, there's not much to say here, really. You just kind of climb up. You have to remember a specific path. If you go the wrong way, you hit a dead end. It's whatever. There's a couple of tricky jumps coming up. The main thing to keep in mind is if you see a broken banister anywhere, there is actually no floor there, even though it looks like there is. And you will fall through if you try to walk across it.
Oh.
Oh, which way do I go? Yeah, this way. This is a pixel-perfect jump. Now, when I say pixel-perfect jump in this game, that's actually a pretty big frame window because of the way Beast moves. He kind of just moves in lurchy, multi-pixel, hiccupy steps. It's hard to explain. But his actual movement, as far as the game code is concerned, is not smooth. But it's still a fairly tight window. This is the wrong way. I got in a groove. Sorry about that. I did say that I intentionally did not practice this as much as I knew I should have, because I wanted to showcase the janky movement. And so far, I feel like the movement's been properly janky.
Yeah, I think you can, like, just the way Beast lands from jumps tells so much.
Yes, indeed. I'm gonna punch a book because I can. I mean,
some days you just gotta.
I mean, if you've ever watched a match that Bersentia and I commentated at Cusa Grande, at some point one of us usually says reading is evil. I'm just holding true to that. This upcoming boss, you can actually slug him while he's on the other side of the glass coming up here. I don't know how that works. And then, yeah, I've already got a couple of hits on him.
Oh.
He's kind of bodying me, though. There we go. So what you can do is you can actually get into his hitbox, punch him, take damage so you stop falling. Like, gravity doesn't affect you while you're in hurt stun. And then the enemy's iframes will wear out, and you can punch him again on the fall.
Lovely.
Yeah. Oh, this has some flashing in it. You know, it's a game I run. So this level is home to the ultimate yeet jump, the ultimate YOLO jump. I don't know what to even call it.
I think it's the ultimate yeet.
The ultimate yeet, I like it. Griffin, where did you even come from? Takes damage to suspend gravity, yes.
Of course.
Yep, so we're gonna head up here and we're gonna head left, and we're gonna come up on a jump where there are two platforms directly on top of each other, and there's just nothing. It's the end of the level. You can't see where to go. So what you have to do is you have to jump off the lower platform with one toe claw still on the platform and most of your body hanging off of it. And you will fly all the way across and down the level, and at the bottom left of the level, you will catch a ledge that will take you to the end. And I'm explaining this now. Because if you jump off the top platform, that's not good. Oh, if you jump off that top platform, you'll get struck by lightning and fall straight down. That's good. I am so glad I caught that.
You nailed that yeet.
I nailed that yeet. For this,
I wonder if you're supposed to run.
What's that? Oh yeah, you're definitely supposed to run. You're supposed to jump these bullets, but I found that it's actually faster to just let them shoot you.
Because of course it would be.
Yeah. If you try to do tricky, fancy things, you can actually land between the character's model, you know what I mean, sprite, and the end of his gun. And his gun is its own sprite with its own collision, and his actual character sprite is its own sprite with its own collision, and you can land between them and get stuck. Anyway, here's Gaston. The trick here is to just go up. He will eventually try to shoot me, which he did and succeeded, which was not part of the plan. But this is an auto-scroller in that you just haul his stupid butt up the castle here. And when you reach the top, you Joker him like in Batman NES.
Okay.
Something, something killed my parents, something, something dance with the devil. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
You actually can't do anything to him right now. If you punch him, he'll take some hit stun, and you can get away from him that way, but you can't kill him with damage. It doesn't happen. You gotta do the plot. These jumps are actually trickier than they seem because I don't want to incur the frame penalty of turning around. So what I'm doing is I'm jumping and then immediately changing direction in midair, which has no delay associated with it. But if I were to turn around flat-footed on the ground, I would get stuck for a moment. So we pull him over, let him shoot me in the butt. It's fine. And then we have a Trogdor arm match, but I win because I'm a beast and he's a scraggly little human. And he's gone, that's time, and the beast probably lives happily ever after. I don't know because he looks like this.
Question mark?
No one falls off a roof like Gaston. That's Beauty and the Beast. That was actually a pretty bad run, but whatever. It was fun.
And well underestimate.
Well underestimate, that's all that matters. I have retained my honor for another day, another marathon.
And you sufficiently represented the jank.
I sufficiently represented the jank. Yeah, the character on the far right looks smug as hell. So does the one on the far left, for that matter. I am that smug right now. Oh. So yeah, you haven't seen a whole lot of that. What did you think, Karma?
Well, it wasn't quite bung tier, but I still had a good time.
That's all that matters, is as long as everyone had a good time. It's like these games are arguably quite bad, but as long as people have some kind of fun with them, you know, that's what games are for. They don't necessarily have to be good to be fun. Anyway, that's enough pontificating out of me. Yeah, thanks for turning out at 3 in the hecking morning for this half hour of insanity.
Look, I had to. I couldn't just not show up.
That's incredibly valid. I feel incredibly special too that oh, I'm gonna get all sentimental here. NPC save us. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm out. Yeah. Go ahead, Karma.
No, I think that's good.
All right, have a good rest of the marathon.